Hey guys, welcome back to GP Reactions. I hope you're well, I hope you're having a great day, and as always, thanks to everybody that has subscribed. So I was intending to do a few reactions over the Christmas period, particularly Christmas Eve, maybe the day before Christmas Eve. Had a few technical problems with my laptop, so alas, I kind of just got into that frame of mind and I was drinking a lot like sherry and stuff like that, and I couldn't be motivated enough, to be quite frank, to try and figure everything out. So I put my laptop away for a week, and yeah, so here I am. And I did intend to do a few Christmas reactions, but technically, strangely enough, the 3 reactions I've got, which I'm going to do, I've decided I'm going to do them anyway, aren't technically Christmas reactions. So that should be quite interesting. So guys, I hope you've had a nice Christmas, and unlike me, you haven't got too fat, as I've just been basically sitting around, stuffing my face and drinking and stuff like that. And now I've kind of reached a point where I'm really just kind of craving some celery or something. Yeah, back to the music, and I'm looking to react to a track that I'm not sure whether I've ever heard this, and this actually came up on over a meal on Christmas Day. Just to kind of put you into the picture, I go for a meal round. I have a big meal with with a friend of mine, and as I'm her carer and stuff as well. And then I'll go around to my brother's a little bit later on in the afternoon, and maybe have something to eat around there too. So it's a little bit like The Vicar of Dibley, if you've ever seen that episode, where you have to go for like several Christmas dinners, which is what it felt like. But yeah, over the Christmas pudding and ice cream, my brother was reminiscing about old times, and one of the things we were talking about was a friend of his, and he had a band back in the 80s. He formed the band and they called it the Bobby Charlton Method. And I said that's kind of like, feels like the type of half man, half biscuit type of thing. And I vaguely remember that they used to play some quite quirky music. So, and my brother then went on to say that his friend had actually been in touch with I don't know, one of the members of Half Man, Half Biscuit. So I thought that was kind of pretty cool. And yeah, I said I would like to possibly react to a particular record which I wasn't sure I had ever heard, although I was quite familiar with the title. And it's All I Want for Christmas is a Dukla Prague away kit, which was taken from their 1987 album Back Again in the DHSS. I'm sure the DHSS is something like Department of Social Security. I'm not sure what the H stands for. Anyway, this album was released in 1987. However, the band had split up at that point. The actual track itself was written between 85 and 86, and I think just shortly after 86, that's when the band split up. So, but consequently, they have since got back together. I'm not sure if they're still back together now. So Half Man, Half Biscuit, it was formed in 1984, and it combines the lead vocals of Nigel Blackwell with Neil Crossley on bass and vocals, Carl Henry on drums, and Carl Benson on guitar. So I'm really looking forward to this, just to see if I do actually know it, or if it's just one of these songs that have that's been mentioned to me in the past. You have to excuse me as well. Just before I came on air, and this is going to sound gross, but I've eaten that much kind of food that I had a little bit of sick come up in my mouth, and I'm sort of feeling the effects of it now. I feel like I've got a sore throat, but I'm going to soldier on through and hopefully vanquish it with some black coffee. So, well, I'm assuming it's going to be black coffee. There is a bit of whiskey close by, so I might have to fight fire with fire. Anyway, enough rambling from me, and let's click play and see if I have heard this song.
There was one in the gang who had scale extra, and because of that he thought he was better than you. Every day after school you'd go round there to play it, hoping to compete for some kind of championship. But it always took about 15 billion hours to set the track up, and even when you did, the thing never seemed to work. It was a dodgy transformer, again and again. A dodgy transformer, again and again. It was a dodgy transformer, again and again. A dodgy transformer that cost £3.10.
So I'm just going to pause it there. I vaguely remember this song now. I just remember that bit where it's singing about dodgy transformer, and this is a real interesting, fun song, I think. And a reason why it's I'm finding it quite amusing is because I had a friend. Well, we weren't related, but it was almost like a really annoying cousin or something. And he lived down the road from me, but he was quite funny, so we used to hang out. But he was incredibly competitive, and he had all of the newest toys and stuff. I'm sure one of the things he actually had was a Skylectrics, amongst other things. And I always remember being really envious when he had like a Star Wars thing. It was like a Death Star, and he had all these little figures. Now, if he's got them still, they're probably worth an absolute fortune. But I don't know. But yeah, this song is kind of reminded me of this kid or this guy.
So he'd send his doting mother up the stairs with the step ladders to get the Subutio out of the loft. He had all the accessories required for that big match atmosphere, the crowd and the dugout and the floodlights too. You'd always get palmed off with a headless centre forward and a goalkeeper with no arms and a face like his. Managed to get hold of a Dukla Prague away kit, cause his uncle owned a sports shop and he kept it to one side. And after only 5 minutes you'd be down to 10 men, cause he'd sent off your right back for taking the base from under his left winger. Come to half time you were losing 4-0. Each and every goal a hotly disputed penalty, so you'd smash up the floodlights and the match was abandoned, and the dog would bark and you'd be banned from his house. And your travelling army of synthetic supporters would be taken away from you and thrown in the bin. Now he's working in a job with a future. He hands me my gyro every 2 weeks. And me, I'm on the lookout for a proper transformer.
So that was Half Man Half Biscuit with All I Want for Christmas is a Dukla Prague away kit. I believe Dukla Prague was at the time it was a Czechoslovakian football team. Now the Czech Republic, obviously. This was a really, really fun song, and it kind of brought back some annoying but fun memories. I think nostalgia is a really strange thing, because at the time, probably about 50% of the time I used to hang around with his friend. he could be really annoying, and the other 50% of the time he was really entertaining. And I do remember getting banned from his house on several occasions. I think the one occasion was he'd had a lot of Lego, and I wanted to build something out of the Lego, and he brought the Lego around to my house and he built something, and then he took all his Lego away, and I was really kind of like a bit peeved because I didn't really have like stuff like Lego, and it's just not nice to kind of make something. But yeah, he took the Lego away because he was a bit like that. He was very possessive. So I had like a little chunk of Lego left, and I made a little Lego block which was hollow in between. And the only space that was missing in this Lego block was one of the tiny Lego bits, the smallest bit you can get in Lego. And what happened was there was a massive spider in the garden, and I managed to capture it and contain it in this Lego block with this one tiny hole. And I thought, I'll show him. And I gave him the Lego back, and I put it on his hand. And I don't know how it happened. It was like a slow motion horror film, but this giant spider squeezed itself backwards through the hole onto his hand, and he kind of screamed. And I got banned. I got banned from his house. But I think having three brothers, there's always a bit of competition there. So I was up for playing games, except for Monopoly, because my brother, who is like a mad genius, he used to always get Park Lane and Mayfair and all that, and he used to kind of like wipe the board with me, and he also used to cheat at the game Mastermind with the little pegs. They used to have to guess the colours. Anyway, yeah, so I did play this friend with his Subutio, and he was he had to win as well. He was ultra competitive, and I remember he gave me like a goalkeeper thing on a stick, and the goalkeeper's legs had been glued back on, but every time the ball hit the goalkeeper would like kind of flop over, and the ball would inevitably. So I think he beat me about 15-0 or something on this Subutio thing, and so yeah, I didn't play that game with him anymore. But yeah, he was a good kid really, and I hope he's doing well now. And I sometimes go down my old road to see if there's anyone still living there that I may have known from back then, and my old next door neighbours are still there. But anyway, I digress. This is a wonderful song, a fun song, and I was really surprised actually when I saw that they were initially only together for just over, I guess, 2 years. I was really surprised by that because I don't know why in my mind's eye I was imagining that they were there from the late 70s into 84. But I was really surprised to see that they actually didn't even form until 1984. Good writing on this. I'm not sure who wrote this actually. I'm guessing maybe they all had some input into the lyrics on this, but so I like the very last verse of this song. It seems to kind of come, I wouldn't say full circle, but it shows that there's always a gap between him and his friend when he says, and now he's working in a job with a future. He hands me my gyro every 2 weeks, and me, I'm on the lookout for a proper transformer. So he hands me his gyro, so he's working in a job centre. His friend is working in a job centre, and a gyro is unemployment benefit, and which you used to get every 2 weeks. And me, I'm on the lookout for a proper transformer. So he's unemployed. It feels like he's trying to play catch up with stuff he missed out in his childhood, while his friend, maybe more than one of them, are kind of getting jobs and stuff. That yeah, I remember the good old job centre back in the day. I was unemployed in 1984 as well, and it wasn't really a fun time. Job centres were horrible back then, and to be honest, they're pretty horrible now. I popped into one a year or so ago just to look to see if they had any good websites I could use, and I was treated like scum by the female by a female employer. I think she may have been one of the, can't think what name would be, supervisors, advisors, and this big burly security guard came over to me, and I thought there possibly is going to be a bit of trouble here, because he could see that I was quite agitated. I wasn't unemployed at the time. I had a job, the same job as I've got now, but I just wanted to do some fishing basically for see what my prospects were if I was to go on the job market basically. And this woman was horrible with me. I think she just made the assumption. She made assumptions that I was unemployed or something, and to be treated in such a manner. But yeah, this big security guard came across to me, and he gave me. I thought he was going to basically ask me to leave, and instead he was very polite, and he said, "Wait there." And I went into an office, and he came out with a big long list of websites, which I actually said to him, I says, "Do you know what? You should have her job. She should not be working in a place like this. She should have her job." So anyway, that was my little experience from that I've had with job centres. That's probably spanned 20, 30 years. And so anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this track, and have a great 2022. It's New Year's Eve today, so I've got a few more reactions to do, and with any luck, I'll get rid of the sore throat thing I've just created in my throat. Let me know what you think about this track anyway. If you have any thoughts and feelings about it, just join me in the comments below. And till next time, take care of yourselves and have a great day.